Hey guys, we're doing playoff predictions or standings today. So let's start with the AFC East. I have the Patriots going 9-7. Yes, they're gonna win the division. I really think Cam Newton could really do a good job. Yeah, they're gonna go 9-7. They're gonna be the fourth seed. As for the Bills, they're gonna go 9-7 also. They're gonna be the seventh seed. Their defense is gonna be good, but I still think Josh Allen really needs to improve on his accuracy. But as the Dolphins, they're gonna go 6-10. Better than last year. I think Tua might be able to win 5 or 4 games for the Dolphins in the games he takes over. They're 11th in their conference, and then the last is the Jets. They're kind of taking, not really, but they're not going to be very competitive. That's why they're 15th in the conference. Now let's move on to the AFC North, who I think the Ravens are going to go 13-3. They're going to be this. They're not going to miss much of a beat, except for probably Lamar Jackson's running production. And yeah, I think they're going to be ranked the second in the AFC in that conference. And then at 2, I have the Steelers going 8-8, just missing the playoffs as the 8 seed. I really think they're going to do good as Big Ben, but I really just don't think they're going to do as good as they're probably going to do better on offense, but their defense is going to take a little, not a big step back, just a little step back. The Browns are going to go 8-8, a better year than last year. I think really Baker Mayfield is going to improve a lot, but their defense, their secondary really needs to improve. And O-line's fine. Yeah, that's about it. And I think it's just going to be a growing year for the Browns, and they're going to be ranked 9. And now the Bengals, 5-11, better than last year. Joe Burrow's going to probably get them 3 wins, and then they'll probably win more games. I have them 13th in the conference. Now I have the Titans going 11-5. I really think they're going to be good. Tannehill's probably not going to do as good. He's still going to do good though, so that's why they're ranked 3 in the conference. Colts 6-10. Philip Rivers is done. He's done. They're pretty overrated if you ask me. Colts aren't going to be good this year. Sorry, Colts fans, but it's kind of just the truth. I might be wrong. As for the Texans, 5-11. Their secondary is horrible. Their secondary is going to be the reason they lose 11 games. Deshaun Watson's going to be good. David Johnson's going to be good. I honestly think their whole offense is going to be good, but since they don't have game changers on their offensive line besides Laremy Tunsil, it's not going to be very good. So that's why they're ranked 12th in the conference. Jags are tanking 3-13, 16th. I think they're going to have the number 1 overall pick, so that's good for them. As for the Chiefs, 13-3, 1 Patrick Mahomes. That's basically all you need to know. They're going to go 13-3. Broncos, 9-6-1. They're the 5 seed. Yeah, I really think Drew Lock can get it done. I think he's going to have a breakout, very good year. Chargers, 9-6-1. They're just too talented to be bad as they were last year. But I think Justin Herbert isn't going to play, and I think Tyrod Taylor is going to do decent and enough, and that's why they're going to be ranked 6th. Raiders are just not going to be good. I really think Marcus Mariota could have a good job, but the same thing. They don't have a good secondary, and that could really hurt them. Now let's move on to the NFC. Eagles 11-5, 3 in the NFC. I think their roster is so good and so talented and so strong that they will be good. As for the Cowboys are going to go 10-6. They're super talented. I don't think they're overrated, but I don't think they're going to go like 12-4. They're not going to win the division. I have them as the 17th. The football team, this might surprise people, but I think they're going to go 6-10. I really think Dwayne Haskins or whoever they're going to have as quarterback is going to really do a good job, and is going to get the ball to their one playmaker. And their playmaker, Terry McLaurin, if you know him, is going to do all he can to do well. As for the Giants, yeah, they're not good. You know about the Giants. Saquon's their only good player. He's going to be good, but otherwise, nothing good. As for the NFC North, Packers 9-7. They're going to be ranked the 4th seed. Yeah, I think they're going to take a big step back from last year. They're still going to be good enough to make the playoffs, though. Bears, Mitchell Trubisky, I really think can be decent. Their defense isn't going to be good. I think their D-line is not going to be very good, though. Offensive line is not going to be good. Not their D-line. Their offensive line isn't going to be very good. So that's going to really hurt them. I don't think their quarterbacks are going to do that great. Maybe Mitchell Trubisky plays like a 2nd overall pick. Who knows? Lions 7-9. Losing Darius Slay is the one reason. And getting Desmond Trufant is a decent replacement, but they're not the same players. I'd say Desmond Trufant is like a level below what Darius Slay is. So that's why they're there at 7-9. It's not that bad. 11th in the conference isn't good, but still. The Vikings 6-10. They lost so many players on their defense. They lost Stephon Diggs. I just don't think they're going to be good this year, and that's why they're ranked 14th. Saints, best roster in NFL. That's why they're going 14-2 and being the best team in the league. Buccaneers 11-5. I think they're overrated, but they're good enough where I think they can be. Their defense isn't bad. They have probably a terrible secondary, but their D-line can make up for it. That's why they're ranked going 11-5 and 5th in the conference, winning their first wild card. As for the Falcons defense, their secondary is terrible. Discarding Keanu O'Neal and A.J. Terrell it was a reach, so that's bad. That's why they're going 6-10. Panthers, they have two very good playmakers on offense. I could argue three. Their defense is there's too many question marks, and I honestly think their defense is the worst in the NFL. That's why they're where they are. And now let's go to the NFC West. Rams. Well, Rams are the story I think everyone's going to be mad at me about. But the Niners, 11-5, 2 seed. They're going to be a good team, just not as good as they were last year. I think we can all agree with that. Rams, 10-6, 6 seed. Jared Goff's just going to have a Jared Goff year again. I think he's going to have a good year. Cooper Kupp is going to light out. And their playmakers on defense are just going to show how. That's why they're going to show what they can do. So that's why they're going to be the 6th seed in the conference, 2 in their division. Seahawks 9-7, barely missed the playoffs. I think it's just they have superstars on their team, but there's holes. I think the holes are going to start to show. Russell Wilson's still going to carry them, but I still just don't think those holes are just going to make them regret what they've done. And now the Cardinals 7-9. It's just like I really think the Cardinals are being a little overrated. Their receiving core is good. Kyler Murray's a good quarterback. O-line isn't very good at all. Their defense is, I'd say, mediocre. And when you have a mediocre defense and a bad O-line, I'd say, a bad tight end, it's really hard to get the ball to keep moving on their offense. Their offense is going to be good. I don't think their defense is going to be good. Now let's go to the wild card. Chargers, Titans. 3 Titans, and then the 6 Chargers. These scores are random. I doubt these are going to be scores. Chargers are going to win this one, 34-23. I honestly think it's on CBS Saturday, 6:30 p.m. I really think the Chargers just have the better chance here because they're more talented. If you put a team that's this talented against a team that's solid, the more talented team's going to win.